Okay, so I haven't looked at any of this, so I tried to hit the button that I used to hit. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. As the pustula flowers bloom throughout the entity's realm, those infected by its powerful nectar become living nightmares. Survivors, excuse me, investigating the strange phenomenon, search for answers to one of the realm's greatest mysteries. So there's the Ghostface outfit, the Legion outfit, the Blight outfit, Yui's outfit, Fangman, and Felix's outfits. So here's the trailer if you wanted to see. Yuki Vines, I know, I already forgot. So this is Ghostface. This is Blight. We got some nasty back stuff going on. Oh, his face. Okay. Oh, the Legion has somebody grabbing. Ew. Okay, Fang look cute as hell though. When I don't get my snacks. GG. Hi Pickle, how are you? Why not both? Oof. That looks cool too. I like the outfits. The outfits are cute. Very cute. I feel like good ads. Felix has an outfit as well, it looks like. He looks sad. Ooh, Ghostface. Ghostface didn't want his close-up, clearly. New content is... This is the mid-chapter. Tome 5 of the Eternal Blight. Eternal Blight Halloween event will start tomorrow, so we'll be playing this tomorrow as well. After Phasmophobia in VR, of course, because that's tomorrow. So, visual updates, Breakable Walls added to Macmillan Estate, which is 5 different maps. And then they increased it so people could check out the maps. Visual updates for lockers, various other VFX, 4K UI icons added for character portraits, customization icons. Executioner HUD updates, perk rarities. Now all have the same rarities. I don't think there's purple perks or green perks anymore. I think they're all purple. We'll look into that though. Yes, VR Phasmo tomorrow. Killer will sometimes see an incorrect animation during the start of the match camera pan, which they're aware of. Okay, so let's click here and see the patch notes. Alright, so here's one we knew was coming. Well, I guess I'll just pretend we didn't know. We'll read everything. But basically, the Executioner got an update where when, you know how like he chases you around with a thing in the ground just to get closer to you and then it can hit you? Now he gets a cooldown, so he can't do that because it is kind of like lame. You can't really do anything. You either run a straight line and get hit, or you run zigzag, he catches up and hits you. So after he does that, after he cancels like digging in the ground, his movement speed is 3.68. But then he can't make a move. He can't attack anymore for a second. Cooldown before further attacks after punishment of the dam reduced from 2.75 to 2.25, so the cooldown is reduced. I thought Thanatophobia was going to be mad. Actually viable with Tinker. Oh, bad? Yeah, we're going to read through all the patch notes now. It's usually what I do. I don't like to read them in the PTB because they make a change from the PTB to what comes live, so there's no point to play on the PTB other than like to give them information. Like I'm still grateful people play the PTB and tell WWE like, oh, this worked, this didn't, we like this, there was an issue here, so that they can fix things and give us a better version in 2 weeks time. But that's why I don't play the PTBs and I don't read those patch notes, because I know those get a little changed as well into the mid chapter itself. So hi lovely Ashley, how are you? Chi-Chi like wants to know over there. Trail of Torment, undetectable, and that lasts until the affected generator stops regressing, or a survivor is injured or put into the dying state by any means. Basically, instead of Trail of Torment lasting, I think it's like, I don't know, it was like, was it 15 seconds or sometime like that where the gen lights up? Now that lasts until somebody either touches that gen, which I could see that being used with Dragon's Grip, because then they force you to touch the gen, but then you're exposed. But they'll be undetectable until somebody gets hit, injured, things like that. So 16 seconds. Thank you, Jace. Jace is here to correct me because he's a killer main, so anything I misconstrue, he will then correct me, so please pay attention. Thank you. Yeah, so I could, this is going to be interesting for sure. There's going to be a lot more sneaky plays being played there. Force Penance. Broken status effect now lasts 60, 70, 80 seconds. I think this increased the cooldown because I think it was a smaller cooldown. Or it lasted a less amount of time and nobody really used it. Sometimes people use it. You're like, oh, right, that's a perk. Like, kind of forgot about it. It was forgotten. Blood Pact is when you heal a survivor, the two of you have a haste bonus. I think it's like for like 7 seconds or something. But now it's 5, 6, 7% faster, and it lasts until they're no longer within 16 meters of each other. So if you stay with that survivor for a while, you guys are going to be running fast. I'm interested to see people run some builds with this for sure. This will be interesting. Perk updates. So any means necessary now awards blood points when used, which is cool because it wasn't allowing blood points. And its cooldown has been reduced to 180, 60 seconds. Jay said yesterday the what is wrong with my throat? The cooldown was 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. It's now 60 seconds, and you get rewarded for putting a pallet back. For the people, now awards blood points when used, which is cool. That was the one where if you were uninjured, you could give a health state to a survivor. If they're dying, if they're injured, you could give your health state away, basically, making you injured. Thanatophobia no longer affects healing speed. Its penalties have increased 4.5 to 5%. So Thanatophobia has been buffed, but it has also been nerfed because now it doesn't affect healing. It just affects like working gens. I think working gens and unhooking. I want to say unhooking and working gens. I think something like that. It basically, like, it's not gonna be like an all-over run perk now because everybody run like Sloppy Thana. Like, Thana applied to everything. It was just a slowdown perk. Repair Sabo Cleansing. Yes, thank you. So, I can still see it being run with, like, Thana and Sloppy. Just Thana won't then apply to Sloppy, and you won't have, like, Forever Freddy's running Thana Sloppy with all the Freddy stuff, and you just can't do anything because everything takes so long. So, I think it's gonna be in a better place now where you can run it with certain builds. And it won't be like, oh, well, just run Thana because it slows everything down. Like, it's not just going to be like a meta perk. So I think it was a little overplayed, and now it'll kind of tuck it in its space where it can be used for good spots. You could still run it every game. It's still a good benefit, you know. Yes, Thana Sloppy Dying Light would still be decent. Exactly. Like, it's still going to be a good perk. I think for a while we've had some perks that have just done, like we'll get down to Pop Goes the Weasel as well, because there have been a lot of perks that have just, like, done the most and are in every build, and you're like, oh, of course they have pop. It's like when we go in, and if they don't have ruin, we know they have pop, and if they don't have pop, we know they have ruin, or sometimes they run pop and ruin. Like, there's these expected perks that are always there because they're just the best perks, and Devadelic's working their best to equal them out. It's the same thing with, like, Overwatch, for example. People would be like, oh, my so-and-so's getting nerfed. It's like, well, yeah, because everyone plays it, everyone runs it, it's overpowered. Like, games are consistently trying to equalize every option so that everything has a good benefit to it and that nothing is overpowering anything. So take it as you will. I played this game for 4 years. I know everyone has opinions, and some people are going to be like, well, I don't care because I'm a survivor main and this is BS, or I don't care because I'm a killer main and this is BS. Have your fucking opinions, but at the end of the day, we're all playing the game, so take that as you will. I'm still going to play. I've been playing for 4 years. Like, I've rage quit so many times with the different updates, and at this point, like, you just have to accept it. You just have to accept it. That's it. I should become a Fog Whisperer. I should. I really should. They should really make me a Fog Whisperer because all I do is speak highly of this game. I've been playing it for 4 years, but hey, one day at a time. Mindbreaker's effect now lasts 3 for 5 seconds. Mindbreaker, I believe Mindbreaker is when you're working a gen that's under 50% speed, or under 50% worked, that it exhausts you. But it's usually for like a second, so if you get off, you can still like sprint off. So I think it will now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jace, is that right? Is that what it is? Mindbreaker is the, when you're working a gen under 50% worked, that it exhausts you. But having it last 5 seconds now will actually make it a better perk. It was 3 seconds? Okay. So that'll be interesting to see. I don't know why, but it felt like 1 second. That'll be interesting. That could definitely get rid of like sprint bursts and things like that, so now I'm going to have to be a little more careful if they do run this. Cruel Limits range has been increased 32 minutes. I think this is good as well. Cruel Limits is also something that's like kind of been used, but not so much, and then you run into it and you're like, oh, this is a perk. So I think it's good to increase this as well, because I don't think it was getting enough range to actually do something when you're in a chase with a killer and say a gen gets popped. I don't think it would actually really cut your chances off. So I think this will be interesting too. Hi, Allure. How are you? Welcome in. Oh, thank you, Brother Worth. I'll have to check it out. Oh, that is a lot of snow. Oh my god. It's only October. You poor thing. I honestly think it's great that DVD's trying to make everything fair. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is like, I feel like we're gonna have people come in and they'll complain. They'll be like, oh, this thing sucks, or why did they have to change this, or why did they have to do that? And it's like, they're trying their best. Like, you make the game. You work on the game every day, every hour, every week, with all the negativity that they get, and you keep a smile on your face and see how well that works for you. Could be a bit bigger even. It only happens up to 5 times a game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, you know what would be an interesting thought, Jace, is if they did something where the cruel limits applied to the killer. So say when the gen gets finished, 32 meters around the killer, where the killer is. So say the killer's in a chase, that it applies to where the killer is, not where the gen is. That would be interesting, because most times they're not chasing somebody who's finishing a gen, right? Like, they're chasing somebody else. So it would be interesting if they did change something like that to make cruel limits actually apply to where the killer is. And say, like, when a gen pops, everywhere around that killer, like wherever they are in that instant the gen pops, take 32 meters, and boom. Can't use anything there. That would be cool, but we'll see. Slippery Meat no longer affects bear trap escapes, and now increases hook escape attempt probabilities by 2-4%. These escape attempt percentages are additive, i.e. with this perk, the chance of escaping the hooks is now 6, 7, 8%. So now Slippery Meat used to be used to get out of bear traps as well. That doesn't count, which is fine, because it was like having a benefit against a killer. But then again, you have like Urban against Hag, so I don't know. But Slippery Meat was always like a weird one of like, oh, you can get off the hook, and you can also get out of bear trap if you run into a trapper, which is very rare because trapper is hard to play. Additive. These escape attempt percentages are additive. I'm not sure what exactly that means. But now the chance of escaping off the hook is 8% with the best tier. I'm not sure what it means by additive. But this will be interesting, how many more people are going to run. Now increases hook escape attempt probability. Wait. Now increases hook escape attempt probability by 2, 3, and 4%. These escape attempts percentages are additive with this perk. The chance of escaping the hook is now 6, 7, 8%. Add that percentage to the 4% already there. Okay, that's what additive means, right? Yeah, so will you have a 12% chance? Is that what that means? Not sure. Confused. The problem with Slippery Meat was that it was a direct counter to Trapper, and there was no other perk that did that. Urban's just an indirect advantage. That's true. That's true. 2 becomes 6, 3 becomes 7. Okay. Okay. Increases hook escape attempt probability by 4%. So 12%. Oh, because you already have a 4% chance to escape, so now it's an 8% chance to escape. I understand. Okay, the IE was explaining that. Okay, thank you. Discordance now has a limited range of 32, triggers 1 loud noise for a generator when it's first marked. The aura of the generator remains visible as long as the conditions are fulfilled. From the time the conditions are no longer fulfilled, the aura remains for another 8 seconds. Oh, so now it gives them a noise notification. But it has a range, so it can't be like all the way across the map if you have like a long map. Interesting. Okay. Huntress Lullaby now only affects healing and repairing skill checks. What does it not apply to then? Like, what is there that it doesn't affect? Oh, the madness. That's what it took out. Okay, I was like, what other skill checks are there in game? I'm like, there's no more Sabo skill checks. There's no cleansing skill checks. So what are you applying to? Okay, I see. It does not apply to Doctor anymore, so you can't be snapping out of it without a sound of a skill check. Okay, that's nice. I'm interested. That's a good change in my opinion. Technician now prevents all generated explosions from missed skill checks. The generator loses an additional 3% progress for all missed skill checks. So now Technician will prevent all gen explosions. So you can miss every single skill check and not make a sound. But you still lose progression, so you can't like just miss every skill check and be like, well, it's fine, I'm still finishing the gen. Like, no, you're struggling out here. This is one people were very mad about. Pop Goes the Weasel now lasts 35, 40, 45 seconds. This originally, when they first came out with it, it had, I'm trying to think, because it had 90 seconds, I think. Didn't it? Or something like that? It had like a minute. No, it had a minute, I think. Or was it 90 seconds? I think it might have been 90 seconds or something like that. And then they changed that because they were like, that's too much. And they had it down to 60 seconds, I want to say. Isn't that how long Pop Goes the Weasel lasts right now? Originally 30, then they upped it to 60. Oh, it was 30? Okay. So it was too little, and then it was too much. Because now you have the point where that 1 minute, they could down somebody, pop the gen they wanted to pop, hook that person, chase another person and down that person, then pop the gen. Like, it's a consistent progress of, like, nothing's getting done. The killer has too much time to pop the gen. This puts a little more pressure on them to be like, I have to go pop a gen right now, I can't chase you. Like, there's times they could chase you and possibly get a hit or down you and then go back and pop the gen. And that's not really what it's meant for. It's meant to be, like, right after they hook somebody, pop a gen. So they took they shaved 15 seconds off of it. Which some people are like, this is an outrage, but it's really not, because again, it's another meta perk that needed to be addressed. I honestly don't think it was at the point that it needed anything, but I also play at a very high skill level, so like, I don't know what that's like for newer people that they probably are already struggling with generators, so like they're going to be running technician, things like that, where they're already like harming themselves with finishing gens, so this was probably just too much for lower ranks and things like that. So I think this is good. It's 15 seconds. Chill out. It'll be fine. My least favorite perk. We're going to farm forever. Now increases healing speed by 100% when healing a survivor in the dying state. Players now gain a token when rescuing a survivor by stunning the killer with a pallet or blinding them with a flashlight. This is good, but I still don't like this perk. I hate this perk. I will always hate this perk. I hate this perk. I've always hated this perk. But now they have finally, the constant complaint I've had is it is the killer's version of barbecue and chili, which, don't get me started on that perk. That perk needs to be changed, in my opinion. The fact that the killer gets a meta perk and extra blood points is ridiculous. Split the perk in two. Have them get a perk that gives them more points. Have them have a perk that shows you their auras. Sure, great, whatever. It's a meta perk. And we don't get one of those. We get Farm Forever, where the person unhooking somebody gets a token and gets more points for farming you. And then they finally came in with, like, safe unhooks. Oh, okay, so that survivor, the same survivor that just farmed you, now they're just going to run borrowed time. You're still getting farmed. You're still getting tunneled. But hey, the person that unhooked you, they're getting more blood points. That's good. That's what really matters. Ooh, I hate this perk. I hate this perk. I absolutely hate this perk. There's no benefit of this perk other than the person is a piece of shit and they're probably playing solo. And if they're not playing with me, because I don't play with people that run a perk to literally farm me for points. It's garbage. I hate it. This is their attempt at trying to make it a likable perk. I still don't like it. I think, thank you for giving it some type of benefit, but I don't know. It only increases healing speed when healing a survivor in the dying state. So let me paint a picture. Let me paint a picture for you. You just farmed somebody off the hook. They immediately went down. Let's say somebody else also ran to the hook, but you got there first because you wanted the blood points. So you farmed this person. So now they're chasing somebody else away, and you're like, it's okay. I have 100% speed on healing you in the dying state because I just farmed you. So let me get you off the ground real quick. And now the killer comes back, and you go right back down to the ground again. So imagine you're the person that was on that hook that just didn't get a chance to do anything because this person just farmed you. That's farm forever. That's where we're gonna live forever for me. That's the envision I have in my head. It's literally like, this perk's shit, but we're gonna make it a little less shit, but it's still shit. That's all I have to say about that one. Trash. It's trash. I hate it. Let's see. Generator terminology changes and clarification. A generator losing progress over time is regressing, which we already do this. I guess they're just kind of like tightening some words up. Putting a generator into the regressing state is damaging the generator. I feel like I'm in school and I'm teaching you like word usage. But it's Wednesday for me. Alright. If a generator loses some of its progress immediately, this is losing progress. A blocked generator cannot change its progress. A blocked generator retains its regression state, but no progress is lost until it is no longer blocked. Basically, if a killer damages the generator is regressing. If the generator is regressing, that means the generator is losing progress. And if the killer brings a perk like Thrilling Tremors or Corrupt Intervention, well, I guess not Corrupt Intervention, but Thrilling Tremors, where when they pick up a survivor and the generators get blocked, they don't lose progression, even if they kicked it earlier. The generator just pauses. There you go. A black generator retains its regression state, but no progress is lost. There you go. A regressing generator can lose progress due to other effects. So pop goes the weasel, ruin, just damaging the gen with overcharge, things like that. So if it's regressing, it can still lose. If it's regressing, it's losing progress. If you see sparks coming out of it, it's losing progress. This actually confused me when I read it. I thought it was meant to mean something else and not be plain English than stating absolute obvious. It says generator terminology changes and clarification. They're just clarifying. I think they're just making certain word usage understandable for people. Because right now we'll be like, oh, the gen got, they popped the gen, or they busted the gen, or, you know, people use it a lot of different words. So, example, a generator affected by ruin can still lose progress due to surge. So if a generator is being ruined, like you're not working it and it's losing progression, and then the killer hits somebody nearby and causes it to surge, it will lose even more progress, even though it's already regressing. Surge, pop, and overcharge have had their text updated to reflect these changes. Yeah, so this is just fixing terminology and describing the perks and things like that. We have visual updates to the Macmillan Estate realm, which is the maps within this map. So every, like Badham Preschool, for example, has different types of Badham Preschools. Macmillan Estate has 5 different Macmillan Estates, like Groening Storehouse and Shelter Woods and things like that. Like they're maps within maps. So Macmillan Estate had 5 maps and they've all been updated. Visual updates to lockers, updated visual effects for Trapper Wraith Hillbilly, updated dissolved visual effects in in-game lobbies, updated character portraits and customization icons for better resolution at 4K. This may result in your custom icons being replaced when you update. Oh no, you mean that thing you shouldn't do, like edit your in-game UI in your you know, in your folders and things you're not supposed to touch? Oh no. Fix an issue that might have caused a survivor to remain in the being carried position after being hooked. Okay. Fix an issue that might cause players to have less control on their characters after being unhooked. I wonder if that's that weird bug where when you get unhooked, you're like moving funny and you have to touch a gen or work something. Touching when I came in the stream? Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't recall. The DVD, oh, touching the DVD folders. Thank you, Ashley. Not supposed to be touching your in-game stuff. So like you're not supposed to go into DVD's folders and like mess with your custom icons anyway. So the fact that their update is changing that so that they can't be touched, well, not surprised. That's all. Fix an issue that caused the cursed effect to appear before any token is earned on Huntress Lullaby. Oh, this is when you would be working a generator at the start of the game and you'd get a skill check and it would tell you Huntress Lullaby. So now you don't know there's Huntress Lullaby until the killer has hooked somebody. That's a good benefit for killers. That makes sense because we don't like. It gives us early knowledge that we don't really have the right to as a survivor. So I agree with this. Fix an issue that might cause hex totems to appear as dull totems for some players. That I haven't seen that happen in a long time, but I'm glad that they're addressing it again. Yeah, don't touch folders. Don't touch people without consent. I mean, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Like we all learned in like 2nd grade. Fix an issue that caused make your choice to override a survivor's calm spirit while unhooking. Oh, okay. So there was a little bit of a issue there. Fix an issue that caused failed skill check animations to continue after a player lets go of the interaction button. Thank you. You mean every time we go to step off of a generator and it busts in front of us and it's our fault even though we were getting off the generator? Long time coming. Long time coming. Fix an issue that causes a survivor to hold the Deathslinger's chain with one hand after holding and dropping an item. I don't understand what this means. Holding the Deathslinger's chain with one hand. I don't know. That's interesting. Fixed an issue that might cause players to receive torment effect at random times when playing as the Executioner. I know there's random things in the ground that sometimes you step on, but I don't know about it getting it at random times. That's something I wasn't aware of. Fixed issue cause survivors in the Cage of Atonement not to cause instant death if the remaining survivors are in the struggle phase. Oh, okay, so they would just sit in the cages till their bar went down as opposed to instant death. Okay, that's whatever. Issue that caused the Oni's blood orbs to spawn too far from the survivors. Oh no, whatever will we do with Oni not getting his blood orbs quick enough because they're just an inch to the left of where the survivor was. Man, he can't get blood orbs as already. Like, Poor guy. Poor guy. Alright. This is the Grand Planner. So he's got these chops. He's got some Galliant chops on the sides of his face here. He's got a vest. And he's got some breeches. He's got a tool man's breeches, so he's got some tools here. So that's interesting. What else do we have? We have... Oh, this is... Hold on. Let's go back to the survivors first. This is Feng Min. She looks so freaking cute. She's got her nice little hair in a bun with some roses. She's got her little drapes, her ruffled fishtail. Very cute. And a grand bow corset. Very, very cute. I don't know. Here's Yui. She's got some steampunk glasses. Goggles. Sorry, whatever you want to call them. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And then she's got like a corset. It's like a little mini corset. And then a blouse underneath and some like red pants. It's cute. I like the thrown back hair. It's cute. The makeup, you know. So much of Carlisle Cullen. I don't know who that is, but who is this? Is this Blight? Put that outfit. Oh, he's naked. Oh, he's naked. Oh, we hate this. We hate this. This is nasty. You like the pants? Yeah. This is, he's got a shoe and then he's missing a shoe. He's got, like, no shirt on. His shirt's, like, all torn up. His shirt's all torn up because he's got this thing coming out his back with, like, little hands and parasitic pustula, engorged canker, and a corrupted staff. This looks hideous. His mouth, he's got, like a tongue coming out. I don't know. I hate it here. Oh, from Twilight. Okay, I got you. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. Then we have the Scorched Ghost Face. I feel like he kind of got the short end of the stick. Oh, it's a set, so you can't even get the parts separately. It's all or nothing. That's a little lame, because they can't change different things. I don't know. I feel like they could have done him a little better. Maybe oh, okay, never mind. Like, is that his skin, like, flapping off like wings? Is that what that is? Because that looks nasty, if that's the case. It looks like his skin is, like, ripped. Or he took someone's skin and ripped it and put it on. And then he's got this needle in the back. His face is, like, drawn down and his tummy's open. Dinner has fell out and dripped out. I don't know. I feel like he could have got a little more work, I think. They could have done a little more. I don't know. I feel like they just kind of threw some light colors on him. Like, compare that set to this. Compare that set to this. I feel like he got the short end of the stick. But also, he is a licensed character, so maybe they couldn't do as much. This now, I didn't see all of this. This is hideous. I just originally saw, like, the face and stuff. The Legion is inside itself. There is a two-faced, so you have one of the female characters literally on the back here with the head. Like, you could see the hair. And then you have it, like, dripping out the front. You've got the homicidal fusion. So you have his own arms. Then you have a hand up here. Like, just a hand. Look at that. Oh, my God. Just the hand. Because there's blood there. And then you have a hand, or an arm protruding out the back of him, grabbing his stomach. And then you have a hand protruding out of this side, just hanging down the side of the leg. Like, this is chaotic. This is absolutely chaotic. This is disgusting. This gives me hag vibes, like the hag with, oh, and then, sorry, not to mention the hand here, another hand right here, and two heads, if you'll move his arms. Can you move your arms, sir? Move your hands, please. Move your hands. Move your hands, please. Thank you. Two faces right here. Like, this gives me hag vibes. The hair, I like how the hair just sits over the side of his face, too. Look at that. You just see the hair, like, coming over the side. Blech! Disgusting. So there you go. There's the skins. There's the update. There's everything.